Alright, what's going on, folks? Your friendly neighborhood old soldier coming at you. I know it's been a day or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or more that I've put a video out. Well, I think I told you. On a little vacation. Got away from here for a while. Went up to Toccoa, Georgia and Helen, Georgia. Was up in the mountains. Realized where my calling, or I should say my yearning to live is. Yeah, if I can win the lottery, it'd be great. And I can move back to the mountains. I absolutely missed it. Had a good time. Went to the Toccoa Museum and the Toccoa Camp Museum. For any of my airborne brothers out there, you know what that means. You know the importance and the history behind that. For those that don't, if you've ever seen the movie A Band of Brothers, the beginning of the movie shows them at Camp Toccoa, Georgia. Several of the airborne regiments from World War II trained at Camp Toccoa before going to jump school and then to Camp McCall, North Carolina, and on for forward deployment to the various theaters of operation. The majority of them went to the European theater. And then we went to Chickamauga, Georgia, and saw the sights there, and visited family and friends, and all in all, just had a good time visiting and getting caught up. It was a good break, get away from here and everything else. So that brings me into today's topic. And we will get back on the 45 points starting on Monday. Pick up where we left off on those. But yeah, apparently the thief in chief and his sock puppet master have signed an executive order. Yeah. You know, basically just mandating all government contractors and government employees will get the vaccine. And now, from my understanding, he's also signing an executive order mandating that corporations ensure their employees get the vaccine. Hate to break it to you there, Blowjob Joe, but you're exceeding your authority drastically. Remember this, Joe. We don't work for you. You work for us, you son of a bitch. You are exceeding your authority. And any congressman that supports this is in violation of the Constitution. There's a young lady I follow on Instagram. She brought out a valid point. We the people have the power. The problem is we the people have become so timid, so scared, so afraid of losing what we have that we're afraid to risk civil disobedience right now. Yes, I said it's civil disobedience. What does that mean? Refuse to get the vaccine. Refuse. Do not comply. Enough of us stand up and say we ain't going to do it. What are they going to do? I'm just letting you know right now. And if you want to get the vaccine, again, I've said this before, if you want to get it, you go right ahead. I'm not going to question anybody's right to get a vaccine or not get a vaccine. I'm just telling you, I don't trust it. And I don't trust the fact the way they're pushing this thing. There is an ulterior motive to why they're doing what they're doing. And we all need to be aware of that. there's something more that meets the eye for them to be pushing and persuading and coercing and bribing and outright arm twisting to get people to take this vaccine. And of course, old Stumbling Joe, all he could talk about the other day was boosters. Get another booster and a booster and a booster. And then had the audacity that we're going to protect the vaccinated workers from the unvaccinated. Wait a minute, you dumbass. I thought if you got the vaccine, you were protected. So what does it matter if the person next to the vaccinated person's unvaccinated? If they can still catch it because they got the vaccine, how's the unvaccinated person going to make it worse on them, Joe? You dumbass. It's obvious. Oh, gotta pause. Alright, I'm back. I'm on my way to a doctor's appointment. And they just now thought to call to give me the COVID screening. And they gotta do it. I get it. I just thought it's kind of funny they gave it to me the day of. Normally they call the day before. But anyway, yeah. Oh, Buddy Boy Joe, like I said, clear evidence that he did some bad drugs in the 60s or something. But anyway, the insanity of believing that an unvaccinated person is going to cause a more severe effect if a vaccinated person catches this. It doesn't make sense, folks. You gotta remember, when they told us, vaccines when it came out, this will keep you from getting coronavirus, people. Go get your vaccine. Do the right thing. Now, oh, well, no, it won't prevent you from getting it. It'll just minimize the symptoms if you do get it, and that way they won't be so severe. But yet, what they're not telling you, what the truth they're not telling you, a lot of the vaccinated people that are catching it for the second or third time are having a hell of a time with it. Having a hell of a time with it. In some cases, people who've been vaccinated are having more severe symptoms because they got vaccinated than when they caught it the first time. But they're not documenting any of this. Why? Because they don't want you to know. And I know somebody said, can you back that up, old soldier? No, I can't, because I don't remember the article I read on it. I've been reading so much other stuff on it. But my point being is that they're lying to us about what the vaccine can and cannot do. And that's another reason I don't trust it. How about we go over to China and stick all them sons of guns with it first? Let's see how they react to everything. Let's just see how they take it. Came from there, let's send it back to them. Get back to the Chinese military. And again, I'm of the opinion that it's a bioweapon that was unleashed on us. Intentionally, unintentionally, it doesn't really matter at this point in time, folks. What's been let out the bag ain't going back in. But what can be stopped is all this lies from the feckless leadership that we have in Washington, D.C. Because I think what I was reading today on one article about when Joe Biden was talking about the mandate to corporate America to make sure their employees are vaccinated, was that they're saying 80 million people have refused to get the vaccine. That's funny, because that's more numbers than what supposedly voted for President Trump. Do I see a correlation here? What I'm getting at is we've got a divide again once again in the nation on those that are going to do and those that ain't. Again, you want to get it? Go get it. I don't trust it. And no person should be made, forced, mandated, whatever the case, to take this. Likewise, it is unlawful, Joe, to deny a person the right to work, earn, and live because they refuse to take a vaccine that you say is good for them, medical evidence is contrary to the point that you're trying to make. I'm not calling you Mr. President because you're a dumbass. See, this is where I get upset. I get upset with the left-leaning lunatics of the Democratic Communist Party who are proposing that if people don't get the vaccine, don't allow them to work. Yeah, you don't allow them to work, they're not going to... Well, you know what? Enough of us stand up, you communist bastards. We're going to start punching you assholes in the face. Figuratively and literally. You see, you accuse conservatives of being the bullies on the block. But yet you're coming with the communist, fascist, Nazi tactics. The Deep South KKK tactics. Running around with your little black hoods on. Throwing eggs at political candidates because you don't like them. Calling them racial slurs, yet you're supposed to be against that. Yeah, I'm talking about Larry Elder out in California having an egg thrown at him. And apparently one of the Antifa little winkers said something about his race. But yet they're supposed to be the party of tolerance, the group of tolerance. But it's okay when they do it because you don't agree with them. And I'm on a roll today. Folks, forgive me for the language. I'm about at my breaking point. I really am. So I will tell you this, if you're following this channel, prepare yourself for what may be coming down the road. I've been telling my family for the last year to be getting ready for this. Some listen, some don't. So be it for the ones that don't, and cool for the ones that do. And it's more than just stocking up on food and ammunition, folks. You need to establish and build a network of like-minded people. All right? You need to start gathering intelligence on your local politicians. See where they line up. It doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. See where they line up. If they're willing to back you because you won't get vaccinated, cool. But if they come with him and on, well, I got a vaccine. Okay, you see where you're going. You can just score yourself on over to the left. We'll deal with you when we get to you. But start gathering intelligence on your political candidates, your leaders, your school teachers. If you've got kids in school, find out the leanings of your children's school teachers. And fight back against anything that they push that's unconstitutional, that goes against your religious values. It's time we start pushing back, folks. Now, some might call what I'm saying as instigating. Let them call it what they will. I have my First Amendment right to speak my mind. I have a right to protest, just like they do. I have a right to have my voice heard, just like they do. So keep in mind, folks, keep in mind that if we continue to allow this to happen, potentially in the next 10 to 20 years, we'll be a socialist communist nation in third world status. We may already be headed there anyway, but I'm not going down without a fight. Before long, if this administration keeps being allowed this lawlessness to ensue, eventually they're going to make having that card, that vaccination card, mandatory everywhere you go. And if you don't have the card, in the sense, you become a marked person. It's already happened at college graduations. Vaccinated students and unvaccinated students. Unvaccinated students had to wear a mark. Forget the name of the college. It was in the news. This type of segregation, any type of segregation, is wrong. But especially in this case. Friends, stay safe out there. Keep your eyes open, your ears to the ground. Stay vigilant, stay armed. Again, I apologize for the language, but I'm a little irate at some of this crap that's being pushed, and the leaders on our side of things, if you will, I haven't heard a peep out of. Outside of the same norms, but again, I haven't really heard a peep out of. So it makes you wonder how many of them up there are actually in the swamp, and how many of them are floating on top trying to get out. So until next week, my friends, God bless, take care. This old soldier out.